here with the #1 Shao Kahn player in ranked. Introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Video Game Joe, as you can see up there. I'm #1 ranked Shao Kahn on PSN, and I am here to help everyone get better with the characters. I think he should be played a bit more. I think he's very underrepresented. No matter how, he's placed on a tier list, I think just people should play whatever characters they like really, but we'll get into that I guess as this goes on, but yeah.
And I'm going to be putting his channel in the comments below, so make sure you go subscribe to him. He posts regularly and he does the Combat League, and he's one of the, what are you in the Combat League, top 10 or number 4?
I'm ranked demigod, and I think I'm like 15th or 14th, but it might change.
Okay.
I'm not sure, around there.
Alright, now you know about his information, so make sure you go check him out. Now, what this video is about is Shao Kahn, and we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about him from the literal best Shao Kahn. So after this guy, you should at least know what you're doing with him so you can get him down. Now, first of all, where do you think Shao Kahn is? What do you think Shao Kahn is as a character?
Oh, do you mean like his archetype? He's very tough because like he's got like range, back 4, forward 2, down 4, decent ranged pokes. But so I'd say he's good at like sort of this range where I'm about right here, because most of his pokes will reach back 4, down 4, forward 4, stuff like that. But he has, see, his jab's plus on blocks, +3, but I don't
Did not know that.
A pressure cat. Yeah, no one knows that really. But he's not very, like a rushdown oriented character, so I'd say he's more of like a footsies punishment character, catching opponents off guard with stuff, punishing for mistakes. I think that's a key element of this game. Punishing mistakes. If you don't punish mistakes, it's not good. Like if someone does an unsafe move, you have to punish it and you have to hurt them for it. I'd say that's the main thing to be thinking about. Okay,
so that's Shao Kahn's archetype. So if you feel like this archetype is good for you to where you're playing the poking game more, and getting people to whiff buttons is a part of it too, right? Because of this move, and just start playing this mid-range game, then this character is for you. If you want a Liu Kang, Jackie type playstyle, what video games is saying is basically the character's not for you. So
yes, I mean, I don't like to say that the character's not for a person, I think anyone should be able to play whoever the hell they want to play and however they want to play them, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have the tools for rushdown. Like, yeah, this is +6, this is +6, this is like plus loads on block to guarantee a standing one, it jails. This standing one is +3 on block, switch jails into a down one, and you can mix up with grabs or another down 4 or a forward 3. But unfortunately, he just hasn't got the frames. Like, too many of his things are minus. Like, and his best mids, they're just too minus for rushdown. So yeah, I'd say he's mainly footsies, poking, punishment for mistakes.
So the first thing about Shao Kahn, let's go over his B&Bs. Show me his main B&B.
Okay, so his main B&B, your main punisher as a Shao Kahn player, pretty much is always going to be either 1-2 or 1-4, because his jab is 9 frames unfortunately, which is quite slow for a standing jab, but it's got a very good hitbox, as you can see. Like, that has pretty good range for a jab. I checked people a lot from range in this. And I
actually thought that was his standing 2 from how it looks.
Yeah, his standing 2's alright, to be fair. Like, it has good range, but like it's just slower, so there's no point in using it really. The standing 1 does all the jobs. So yeah, as I say, your main punisher would be off a 1-2 or a 1-4, or like a back 2 if you're pressing Liu Kang's flying kick, for example, which has pushback.
Alright, like, now show them the main combo, like the whole thing, because I'm pretty sure most people by now in the video like they haven't showed the combo yet.
Okay, so this is the main combo I do. Does about 30% damage. This is off your jab punisher, of course. But you can extend it obviously by using 2 bars. Oh, I don't have meter. Okay.
Oh, let me fix that.
Yeah, I need bar for that. But yeah, basically all you do is you just dash up, do a standing 4 into another shoulder, into another standing 4. But, yeah. I missed it, I apologise.
It's okay, it's just the video pressure.
There you go. So for 2 bars he gets like 360, which is pretty good damage to be honest. And this works out of the corner, in the corner, but you can get really like advanced in the corner. I don't know if you want me to show those combos either, but for like
no, we
B&B,
save those for the end. Corner combo.
Okay, so for B&Bs, it's always 1-2, 1-4 is your Punisher into shoulder, and then you launch after that. The typical combo you'll do is a jump 2 into 2-3 into down back 3. That's just a typical combo. Gives you good Oki, gives you good wake up. You're like right in range for sweep. You could dash up down 4, you could dash up throw, you could dash up jab. Like you can do a lot of stuff from after you hit them with annihilation, you're in a very good range to do what you want.
And for the people that don't know what Oki means, give them like a quick explanation.
Okay, so Oki is basically the situation your opponent is in on wake up. So, and what you do, what you enforce to your opponent on wake up. So say you sweep it, he's on the ground now. So for my Oki, I'm going to enforce a mid, for example, this time. So if he does anything but block, he will be, or if he does a wake up, for example, I wake up 3, but I'm reading that I don't think he's going to do it, so I'm going to do a mid on his wake up. Basically it's the guessing game on wake up for your opponent. That's basically what Oki is in a nutshell.
Alright, so the next thing I want to know is this move right here. Is this move really hit confirmable, like Rio says?
See, it's tough for this move, to be honest, because like, if we look at the move list, firstly, like, if we go to forward 3, it says that it has 24 cancel frames of, cancel advantage frames, which means you have 24 frames to see if this hits to cancel into a back forward 3. Now, it is possible, like, it actually is possible. Like, I've done it before, or I feel like I've done it before at least, but it's just very unforgiving, especially in an online environment, and because it's a single hit. It's not like back 2, for example, is impossible to hit confirm. It's just you have too little cancel advantage. With this, it's possible. It's just very hard online and unforgiving. But yes, it's a very good tool if you can hit confirm. You just have to practice, I'd say.
All right. Now we've covered his B&Bs, his archetype, and we're gonna go over this move more. So this, in my opinion, is one of his best tools. This mid right here. So, explain what you do off of this mid and the mind games and the mix-ups behind it.
Okay, so as you said, forward 3 on its own can be hit confirmed. So, typical setup I like to do is after someone blocks a forward 4, because you're +6 and this is a 10 frame mid, they can't do any much about it. Because it's just so plus, you just can't. Like, you have to do a 4 frame move to interrupt it. So it's like a not a pure 50-50, but it's a frame.
You gotta hold that.
You gotta hold it basically. If they jump, if they neutral duck, if they press a button, if you time it correctly, this forward 3 should hit them. But it's a fast mid, so it's like if you block, I don't know, Liu Kang's forward 4, for example, that's -7. You can enforce a mid if he just decides to neutral duck. So, just a single hit on its own, you can stagger a lot. So like if someone blocks, you can just stagger it a lot. Yeah, exactly. As you did there. You throw them. It is a gimmick, because forward 3 is -8, so it's unsafe. But people are going to be expecting the forward 3-4, which is the extension of that. So forward 3-4. It's a low, the second hit, which is alright. It sometimes catches people, some people don't know about it, but it has a gap.
Yeah, I know that.
So if you do it to me, if I can hit this, I can flawless block and punish you for it. Which is not ideal. I mean, for the most part, people don't know it's flawless blockable, but pro players, they know 100% it's flawless blockable, so... And sometimes the timing is a bit odd on that, but I wouldn't say don't use it because it's flawless blockable. I just say mix it in, stagger it a lot. Like, I did that a lot against Deoxys. I staggered down forward 3 a lot in our first game, and then I started doing the 4th thing. Okay, so another one of Shao Kahn's best tools in my opinion is a sweep. I don't know if this is his best move. I think it's up there. I abuse the hell out of this move. Use this move like it's plus 50. It's so good. It's fast as hell. It's got tons of range. It gives you a knockdown. I mean, we can see how fast it is here. It is 13 frames, which is amazing. That's a fast low poke right there. It's just like nothing about this move is bad. This is one of the best sweeps, if not the best sweep in the game. It's so good. Like range, knockdown, and to top that all off, it's -2 on block, meaning it's still kind of your turn. Like if people block this, you can get the down one off, like out after it's been blocked. Yeah. So if you block it, I could see, look, it said counter. So you tried to down one there, and I beat you, because you know online, netcode and all that, a down one can, you know, beat your opponent's answer. If they do anything but a down one, you will win.
So let me try to beat you this time to show them.
Okay, go on.
You just keep trying.
See, now you are, because you're timing it very well. But see, we traded there, and I beat you there. So it's like it's hit and miss, but
to show you how inconsistent it is.
Exactly. It depends on the range that it hits as well, because sometimes it hits a bit like shallow, if that's the word. So like there, you're guaranteed a down one. But like, yeah, and that's a good thing to do as well. Down one into annihilation just keeps people honest.
Yeah, let's talk about this move right here, because this move made me realize when you're fighting Shao Kahn, he doesn't have any good mids besides this to check you. So in the Pokken War, a lot of people will try to disrespect him. So I have a friend that plays Shao Kahn, and off of watching video games gameplay, I'm like, why don't you just start doing down one into this? They don't respect you, and it seems to work.
It does work. It does work a lot, but it comes with a price. Now, as cool as that annihilation looks, it's -20. Yeah, -20 on block, meaning you can literally, you have years to punish this move. Like, if you block it now, it doesn't look as like very punishable, like from the animation. But like, it takes ages for me to block after this. Like, I don't know. I could probably eat a standing 3. How fast is standing 3 actually? It's 13 frames. Okay, what's his slowest? Back 3. Okay, so if you do annihilation, in theory, I can do a back 3 to punish you. So let's try it. Do annihilation to me.
All right.
Down back 3. See, that said punish. So I can meterlessly launch you. So say we're in the corner, for example, and you do annihilation to me. I can meterlessly launch you with the back 3 and get a full combo. So annihilation is extremely punishable. But as you say, if I hit you the down one, and you try and disrespect me, or if you block a down one, which is a classic thing people do. If you see like a block down one, people normally try and press buttons after. So if you press a button after my block down one and I annihilate you, it's gonna hit you.
See how I tried to press buttons and
exactly. It
do it again?
Restarts my pressure, gives me knockdown, gives me Oki, so I can just restart the whole situation again. You know, do a low, do a down 4, do a jab, do a mid, do a throw. Like, it's the possibilities around this. Yes, it's unsafe, but the fact that it is unsafe will make people question you throwing it out so often. Many
like, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. And then you do
People
it.
fall for this. Exactly. Like, I used to do it all the time because it's just like a cheese. It's just a cheese move. Especially when you've got the crushing blow active. If you do that, it's a full combo. Like, it's just amazing. So, I can't say, like, this move is amazing. Annihilation is a good combo ender, keeps people honest, but it's -20.
Now,
so,
one thing we forgot to talk about video games is the anti-air.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So, that combo off the anti-air. My bad for cutting you off. Also, it's just I already know the type of comments we're gonna be getting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, you didn't mention this or that." So let me show you. So I'm gonna jump in, and he's gonna show you the best anti-air combo you can get with him.
Okay, yeah. So wait, just before you start. you have to be aware of what range they're jumping at for anti-airs and Shao Kahn. So, say you jump from there, long range anti-air, your move's going to be back 3 because it reaches from that far. And you can confirm that into a shoulder, into whatever combo you want. Yes, the back 3 does scale the damage a bit, but it doesn't matter. You can get a full combo off an anti-air, so it's good regardless.
And how much can you get for 2 bars?
2 bars. Let's have a look. I don't often use this for the 2 bars for this. Let's see. But I dropped it. As you can see, it's got a really good range. 2 bars is looking at like 31, 32. Yeah, 32%. So I don't think it's really worth it. I only use 1 bar for this if I hit it.
So when do we do it off of the standing light range?
Okay, standing, so like normal jump range, I'd say. So like here. Some jump kicks do counter it, and that's the combo you're going to be looking at. Standing jab into dash up, standing forward is a bit tight. So you can also do back 2 as well, but if you so wish, if you're inconsistent. It's a bit finicky, but you'll get used to it. And that's like a typical combo I do if I want to side switch, or if I don't want to side switch, I'll just end it with an annihilation. Okay, so we can talk about Shao Kahn's throws now. So his front throw, honestly doesn't give you very much. Like, you're out of range for most things. Forward 2 does not hit, sweep doesn't hit, moving forward 4 won't hit, and he takes a massive run up for that. But his back throw is very interesting in that if you do a dash up and you do a forward 2, it will hit them. And if they try and squirm, say they try and walk back or they try and press a button, apart from a ducking button like a down 1, if they read you're going to do this, they can just neutral duck and punish you for it. But a very good common setup I do is I do a back throw and I immediately do a forward 2, and this can normally be confirmed into a full combo, as you can see here, which does respectable damage, all because they try to squirm. So normally in comeback situations, what you want to do a back throw because it's going to keep the pressure up. It's different because people know that you get Oki from back throw with Shao Kahn, so they're going to tech it. But there's always a mind game with grab techs because it's 50-50. So comeback situations, I do like to back throw often because you can mix stuff as well. You can do a forward 4, think they're going to duck, that will hit them, give you a knockdown again, go for more Oki, mid, throw, down 4, etc. So I think in general his back throw is just a really good tool for consistent Oki. And if they do a delayed wake up, for example, so you do a delayed wake up here on this throw, you can just dash up and then do a down 4 if you react to delayed wake up, because you can react to it if you think they're going to do it. So yeah, back throw just generally a very good tool, very good Oki. People don't really know about it. Front throw, I'd say in the corner it's good. All front throws are good in the corner because they're right next to you, but the range it leaves you at there, like if you just stand still here, like Shao Kahn does not want to be there. He wants to be right in this sweet spot where all of his key long range pokes will hit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Back throw. Back throw is pretty good for Oki. Front throw is just typical throw, puts you far away really.
Okay.
Okay, so one thing as well that I've started to implement into my game, after playing Krathen's Shao Kahn, I taught him a bit of Shao Kahn, but he started doing this a lot to me, is conversions of jump kicks. Now, normally, as the Shao Kahn player, if you land a really shallow jump kick, I used to dash up and do back to annihilation, or dash up into back to shoulder, into like whatever combo you want to do. Like, it's just varied, like you can do what you like. But recently, I've been, starting to incorporate just doing shoulder charge, straight up shoulder charge, because you're not always going to connect a jump kick to the point where back two is going to work. Like, it's going to be very inconsistent. Like, sometimes you'll miss it, sometimes your timing will be off. So for consistency purposes, I'd say doing the shoulder is probably your best bet, because like, that's unscaled damage pretty much. And if you want to use 2 bars, I mean, like, if I can land it, it's just really solid damage from anti-air. Like, as you can see there, that's golden damage 40% for a jump kick.
Dang.
And in the corner, it's even easier because you can do a dash up standing forward to a jump kick as well, which does even more. And look at that damage.
That's not right.
400, it's not right, really, but he needs something. And if you've got the crushing blow for this as well, you can incorporate that. But yeah, make sure you learn how to convert off of your jump into mid-speed, regardless if it's one bar or not. 312 damage is still pretty respectable in my opinion. You can dash up and do that too if you so wish, but as I say, it's a bit more inconsistent. But yeah, converting off jump kicks is very important.
I'm not the Shao Kahn player, so don't judge me.
Yeah.
So
takes a while
you
to get
do
used to.
this and standing for.
Yeah.
Show us one more time.
Okay. I missed it, but I'd say for that combo in particular, you should do this back two instead of another standing pull. It's easier to hit.
Okay.
And then I drop it. Like that. It still does respectable damage. Like, that's still good damage. I'm not going to be like, oh no, I did 388 damage. Like, it's still amazing damage, but the standing 4 is just his highest damage standing, you know, move that he can. Okay, so, special moves. The real, you know, filling of Shao Kahn, the real thing you need to be focused on the most, because this is where he gets the majority of his utility, I feel. So, first one, shoulder charge. Absolutely amazing move. Like, this move is fantastic. If we look at the move list, if we go to shoulder charge, we see that it is 16 frames on start, pretty quick. However, it is minus 20 on block, so it's extremely unsafe. But the utility for this move is endless. With punish, amazing, get a full launch. Can't ask for more than that. BNB combo start. Consistent damage, can't ask for more than that. Conversion of a jump kick. It's just got so much utility, this move, and it can punish so much. For example, noobs back 1/1+3, you can reverse or punish shoulder this. There are a lot of moves in the game that you can reverse or punish with shoulder. It's just an amazing move, it gives you a launch. The combo possibilities of this move are endless. You know, double amplifying is a legit strat with this move. Gives you really good damage in the corner. Can't say anything more about this move, it's just really good. But use it sparingly as it is minus 20. Yeah, so yeah, that's that move. Hammer lunge. 4, as I think it's minus 4 on block. I could be wrong. It's minus 7, sorry. So it's officially not your turn after they block this move. And if we go to the corner, you can see that you can convert off a down back to fear off, but we'll get into that later on. But yeah, for the most part, I think this move's mainly used for gimmicky purposes in that if your opponent blocks this move, you can do the amplify, which is a pure frame trap. However, the amplify is minus 19 on block, meaning it is punishable by everyone with their max damage punished pretty much. Shao Kahn can do a standing 4, or he could do a throw crushing blow. The possibilities are endless for this, to be honest. So if you block this hammer lunge and then try and press a button, the amplify will go. So I think that's the only purpose for it. Be careful, because if they do block it, you know, it's risky to throw out. And if they are respecting the amplify, you can start. And it's an overhead, as you can see there. But if they are respecting the amplify, like you're pressing down one there. If you don't press down, I can pressure after you. If you're respecting it, for example. So, you know, if you're respecting it, I could go for a throw. This is extremely gimmicky, but Shao Kahn is a gimmicky character, so that's it for hammer lunge. Oh, and it's got a cool brutality as well. And it's good for getting along zones, and for getting out the corner. Because it jumps really far. But yeah, that's for hammer lunge. Up Wrath Hammer. Now, this is the most gimmicky move in the game. So, if you block this move, you'll see that it comes back and hits you. Now, the most, like, normal thing you can do to this to punish it is a down 2, because it works every time. So if you just block this, and then you immediately down 2 as soon as you cut the time, you'll see that I take more damage than you do. So that's for a trade, for example. So in that sense, that's the most basic good punish you can do. It's still a good punish. Okay, so next move we have is Annihilation. As I told you before, it's -20 on block. It's good to keep people honest. Not really much to say about this move. It's just good for a lot of things. I'd say mainly, wow, that whiffed. I can't believe that whiffed. Yeah, it's just a good combo ender. If you amplify it, you get 17%. It just does more damage. It has a brutality associated with it. Keeps people honest, good combo ender. That's all I have to say about that move, really. Then we have Scum Grab, down back 1. 7 frames, can be used as an anti-air. I think mainly, like, I do use this as an anti-air sometimes if jabs aren't hitting, because jabs are quite slow. Has a good, pretty good air hitbox. As you can see there, can be amplified for 17%, which is a chunky bit of damage.
Unbreakable.
Exactly, unbreakable damage. And also, if you want to side switch someone, I use this as well, because it does good damage still. But yeah, there's that. That's all for Scum Grab, really. A good anti-airing if your jabs are missing. So yeah, it's pretty good move in general. And then we have a Merciless Spear, that back forward 1. So as you can see there, it gives like a really hard knockdown. And if we look at the moves list, it is... Let's see how advantageous it is on a hit. It's +20. So it's pretty advantageous on hit. And I can't really show it here, but if you trade with Shao Kahn, when he does hit a spear at full screen, you can normally get a hammer buff out, or Dark Priest, as it's formerly called. It just gives you a lot of advantage. It helps you get in a lot in the zoning aura. Like, I'll do this, and happily I'll take damage if we trade, because I get to move in, I get momentum, I get to, you know, start my pressure after they've been knocked down, because as I said, it's +20, so it's a very good tool. I mean, I do give it flack for being a bad projectile, because it is. Like, if from this range, if you just neutral duck, if it will whiff. So it's like, from like around here, it will whiff,
wow.
And it's a mid. So it's not a true mid. So it's not like Liu Kang's forward 4 or Jax's forward 3. It's more like Liu Kang's back 1, which can be ducked, but it is a mid. But yeah, in general, I just say use it to try and get in on people after the trade, and get a cheeky Dark Priest. But yeah, that's all about Merciless Spear. It's just a decent projectile, decent at best. I mean, it's not amazing. It's not like Rack Home about it projectile. It's not Sonya's Ring, but it still does the job, I'd say.
Okay. Oh, so that's all of them. We've covered all of his special moves now. Now the next thing we're going to be getting to, and the last segment, is the corner stuff.
Okay, so corner stuff now. Quite a bit to talk about. So for starters, he can amplify a lot of his combo damage in the corner because of the fact that you don't have to dash as much, and you can add extra jabs in as well. So if we look at a standard BOB in the corner, for example, you can add extra jabs in there if you so wish. But like mainly, I'm talking about when you can dash and do standard 4s, and they become a lot easier. As you can see, that did 360, but if I can hit this, I'm going to add extra jabs in, to get, that extra bit of damage to close out life bars and stuff. Every bit of damage helps. Like that did 365, so it did a nice chunk of damage extra. So, experiment with that. My combos are not the best combos per se, but I just think they're the most consistent and easy to do, especially online against high pings and whatnot.
Scorpion players.
Reborn Scorpions on 150 ping, yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, what else? Converting off jump kicks in the corner, as I mentioned earlier, massive damage. Because you can get a standing 4 after a jump that kind of scaled, like look at that damage. Say for example I knock you down and you do a wake up attack, so you're doing up 3, and then I neutral jump you. I get, what is it, 45% because you woke up, and you can't get out of that because you just use your resources. So experiment with that. You can do other moves, like you can do 2-3. If I can land it. Like, as you can see there, the hitbox is a bit finicky there, but you can do it. But yeah, I just probably recommend the previous combo I did because it does extremely good damage. And then the final bit is the conversion off of 1-4. See the hit stun, he's in after that. The hit advantage of 1-4 is +20, giving you enough time to counter it into a down backfill, and as you can see it combos. If I do back 1-2 into down backfill, it does not combo. So make sure you keep that in mind, practice that a lot if you want to get into Shao Kahn. As it's a meatless launcher, there are many conversions off of this. Typically you want to do a down jab after to keep the combo going. If you want to go the simple route, I suggest you do like something like that. It's very simple, bags good damage, gives you good knockdown, sets up for your pressure. If you want to do the harder option, you can launch, you can do a 1-2 after the down jab, do like that, which does 3-3-7, or the extremely hard version, which I hopefully come around here. First time, wow. Which does 363 damage, which is amazing for corner damage, and it's only 1 bar, remember that. Like, I don't think you can do 2 bars because the gravity's too high. Like, there's too much gravity on the corner. I can see there. Yeah, as you can see, he falls really quickly, but you can do it. And it does 41% damage. So 2 bars can be used, maybe to close out a round, I don't know. But basically, to sum this up, his corner potential is massive. He's got, especially into the addition with his crushing blows, uppercut, down back 3, throw crushing blows, very good corner potential. And there's a lot to be found, I still think, as I'm still practicing. It's just experimentation for all Shao Kahn members, I think. So it's very good, a very good area for him, definitely.
There we go, I had to get that at least once.
Yeah, it's a big combo, isn't it? It does so much damage.
I know! What is that?
And it's so easy to do.
It's one of those, once you get it, you're not gonna really drop it no more. Now watch me drop it.
I don't drop this one wrong. I do not. I can't. Especially when I'm against like Hayate, Beyonce, and all those guys.
So good.
Yeah.
Alright, so does that cover everything in the corner?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Crushing blows. Now this is a very good, good in-depth part of Shao Kahn, I feel. This is where he gets really juicy to play. So I'll start with his 1-2 into throw crushing blow. This one, I think it's mainly to nothing more than that really. You can convert off an anti-air, but it's not, like it's very finicky to do, as you can see there. The hitbox of it is very odd, and as you can see, Shao Kahn's jump kick is broken, so I can't anti-air him. Like, it's just... But anyway, yeah, it's very finicky. We won't show that. It's... I wouldn't recommend doing it like that. I'd probably recommend just doing it as a just a normal punisher, really.
Okay.
So next crushing blow we've got is the universal crushing blow in down 2. It as follows. If I can hit it like that. That's universal across all positions on the stage. When you're outside of the corner, I did a back 2 into annihilation to end the combo. But when you're in the corner, you can do a standing 4 into annihilation for a bit more damage. I think it goes up to 50%, like a bit over, like 505. But yeah, either way, you're doing 50% off a down 2. You can't argue with that. It's just amazing, regardless. Then we have the annihilation crushing blow, which is active. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the 1-2 into throw crushing blow gets activated once you land 3 spears, but it says that in the list. So yeah. The Annihilation Crush Blow, you have to have the Dark Priest buff active, and as you can see, it gives you a launch. For this is back 2 into shoulder charge. I didn't land it there, but it's quite finicky to do, to be quite honest. Online is very there you go, there's the combo. same as pretty much the down 2 combo. Very good damage. Can't argue with that. And you can do it off of almost anything. 1-4, 4-2-1, 4-3 if you're feeling ballsy. You can do it off an anti-air jab. You can do it off a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's that crushing blow. And the final crushing blow he has is his throw crushing blow. And the requirement for that is you have to get reversal throw punish, as you can see from the move list. So, as you can see, we did Annihilation there. If I block that, and then do a reversal throw, they'll do a throw that launches them. And as you can see, the combo here does mad damage. Almost 50%. There you go. Off of a throw. So, I mean, again, you can't argue with that. It's just very situational. So, you know, some moves. So if you do shoulder on me, for example, and I try and throw, it won't reach. So you just have to find the moves that it works with. It's very situational. Yeah, it didn't work again. So just find what moves it works with, but in general I'd say his crushing blow potential is very high. So experiment with that as much as you can. Just lab it all, to be honest, and see what you can do with the tools he has, because he has a lot that I think can be explored. So I think, for the most part, that's pretty much it for this. To recap, I'm just going to say that he's a very footsie-based character. Use your long range well. Abuse the fact you have range. Abuse standing, you know, forward 4, standing forward 4, so +6. Down 4 is amazing. Standing 1, good anti-air. Just use those tools. Keep it simple. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this little guide we're doing here. If you want to find out more, or you know, watching more Shao Kahn gameplay, relatively high level, I'd like to think I'm good with the character. You can watch my gameplay on my channel, same as my PSN there, Video Games Yo, capital V, G and Y, games spelled with a Z. I upload Combat League very regularly, and casuals as well. There'll be a video with Honeybee, Casual Honeybee. We played like a set of 20 games, so that'll be up soon, so look out for that. But yeah, it's been an honor to be here and teach you guys about the Kahn.
And that's basically it for the guide. If you enjoyed it all, don't forget to go check out his channel. Like he said, he posts regularly, and you know, he uses my thumbnails too, so you gotta go watch. But anyways, yeah. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon as well. And Nickopz out.